Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another experiment. So today we are taking a look at two players that are looking to sign with Barcelona. I believe when this video goes out, it might be the case that they have actually signed for them, as it is very much on the cusp. Those two players are Sergio Aguero. We know is a very good friend of Lionel Messi, both in the Argentinian squad, and I believe they're godparents to each other's children, all that sort of thing. So very interesting to see how he will do with Barcelona. And we've also got Gini Wijnaldum from Liverpool, both signing on a free for Barca. Be interesting to see how the development and rejig of Barcelona works with these two players coming in. Absolutely interested to see how they do at the club, as well as Barcelona themselves. Can this be the start of a complete rebrand and redo of their club entirely, as it's been a little bit messy over the last couple of seasons. But we will jump ahead a few seasons. It is reported that Aguero will be signing a 3-year deal, so that's kind of what we'll base things off of. We'll go 3 years on and see how things do. So first, to start with, we'll just go 1 year and take a look. So here we are, and Barcelona have finished top, 1 point ahead of Real Madrid. Very, very interesting to see. So it has possibly made some form of influence. Aguero is out for 11 days and 5 weeks, but we can see that he has scored 23 goals in 41 games, which is a very, very good turnaround. So I'm expecting that he was their first choice striker. Now, Wijnaldum himself, how has he got on? So it looks like that he's done okay, nothing spectacular, but certainly a player that has influenced the game. He has played a large amount of games for the club during that time frame. So very, very good to see though. Let's take a look at the club's kind of performances in all competitions. They got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, but didn't quite make it past PSG. Obviously, we know they won the league and the Spanish league, but they did get knocked out in the cup by Atletico Madrid. You can see plenty of times where Aguero's been scoring goals for them, like against Real Madrid, where Wijnaldum and Aguero both playing there alongside Lionel Messi as well. Very interesting to see. So we'll go another year, see if they can hold on to the title, if it does make any changes, and do they stick around? So it's not quite the same as before. They have dropped down to third, quite the way off the pace as well. They were a good 10 points or 11 points behind the league leaders, which is a bit of a shame. It's interesting that that has happened. Aguero, though, let's see how he's got on. 14 goals and 22 appearances, so still banging in the goals, as you'd expect for such a quality player. Wijnaldum, though, he has started to develop as a bit of a centre-half for them. A lot more sub-appearances this time, maybe more of a utility player rather than anything else. But a player, nonetheless, that is certainly doing the business for them. Schedule-wise, have they won anything else? They are in the Club World Championships, so we may have to take a look at how they do in that. But they lost in the Champions League final to Juventus, 2-1 on the day. Interesting to see neither of the boys playing in that one. Obviously, Messi's still in there. Griezmann brought in David Neres and Bernat as well there. But no sign of those boys. We can see here, Giorgio Wijnaldum scored against the likes of Getafe. But looks like, again, that was a sub-appearance as well. Can we see any of little Sergio's goals? We can see here against Valencia he did score. He did start that game as well, so it is quite clear that he does still appear for them in starting appearances for Barcelona. But yeah, that's very interesting. They weren't quite able to get through in the Champions League. Sorry, they got to the semi-final. Oh, they did win the Spanish Cup, though, which we did look at, and I just completely missed that it was the Spanish Cup. But they did win that. So they did get another trophy, absolutely, and they were in the Champions League final. Just a shame that they didn't quite manage to win that. But we'll jump one more year to the end of Sergio's contract and go take a look at how that's gone. Okay, here we are then. It is a third place finish once again for Barcelona, way behind Madrid as well as Atletico, who did end up winning the league. Sergio Gnabry's obviously signed for them as well. We can see here that it does look like Aguero has been starting up top as well this season for them, with Pedri, David Neres and Mariba all coming in. I mean, they have got a lot of good young players coming through. Maybe the signings of Sergio Aguero and Wijnaldum will help develop those players more than anything. But let's take a look at Aguero. How has he got on so far? It does look like he is transferring to Boca Juniors at the end of the season when his contract runs out. Still got that dribbling, first touch finishing. That is very, very good for a player like him, and he's still got a bit of pace or a bit of acceleration anyway, so certainly something to keep note of. Not quite as good a performance this season as the last two. It seems to he has dropped off quite a bit now. He is 35, so at the end of the contract, so it makes sense for him to go back to Argentina and see what he can do back there. But we will also take a look at Wijnaldum, see how he gets on this season. There he is then. He looks like he's played a lot more games this season than he did prior. 32 years old, can play anywhere along the middle, as we know very well. Very well rounded as well as that. A lot better performance. He's really come into it now. It's taken him a couple of years to really start to perform, but this season he certainly did do that. Now, Barcelona themselves, they obviously didn't do very well in the league itself, but can we see if they've done better at all in any other competitions? So when it comes to the Champions League, they didn't win the Champions League, but they won the Europa League. Interesting. 1-3-0 in the end. Yuri Tielemans, Antoine Griezmann, Serge Gnabry getting the goals. Did any of the boys play in that one? Wijnaldum did make a starting appearance for them, for the club there. So that's good to see, certainly, that he's really started to get into the team a bit more. Marbella did face Aguero, who did get a goal in the 8th minute in the Spanish Cup. How did they get on in that Spanish Cup? Did they manage to get a win in that, or was that a knockout? It looks like they got knocked out against Sevilla in the 5th round. Aguero coming on and scoring in that game, but not quite enough for them to get the win. We did see last season that they were in the Club World Championships. And we can see they obviously got through to the semi-final where they lost on penalties to Manchester City, but then also end up losing 3-1 to PSG in the 3rd place playoff, with Mbappe getting a hat-trick there. But overall, not a bad result, really. After winning that first season, they did drop off slightly, but they still managed to get a bunch of trophies. But that's kind of what you expect from Barcelona. I don't think it should be too much of a shock to see that happening. Overall, I think Aguero makes the right decision. 3 years at Barca, then off to Argentina makes sense. And it's good to see Wijnaldum getting a bit more game time. Will be interesting to see how it does actually work at the club. If they continue to bring in these older players, or if they are more of a catalyst to allow the young players to develop and give them the support they need. But I hope you did enjoy. I thought this was a little bit of an interesting one to take a look at. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know if you've got any other ideas in the future in the comments below. And I will see you next time.